Hi, I'm Floyd.
And I'm Steve. And we're two guys and a dozen donuts.
Nice.
Oh, wait. See, look. Good stuff. Good stuff already. These are from Angie's Sugar Buzz Bakery in
Sandwich, Illinois.
They're not a sponsor
Yes.
yet.
Yes. But they look good.
They do.
So we're here, first inaugural. I'm not even going to call this episode 1.
No, this is more just a teaser.
Beta version.
Teaser.
Commercial.
Teaser.
And,
Is it okay if I start eating?
Yeah, go ahead. Have a donut. I'm going to talk a little bit first.
Okay.
So where did this come from? So I retired about 3 years ago, and I've been thinking about doing this. And Steve, like,
I got fired a month ago.
yeah. So and he's like the guy who like, oh, I'm just going to set up a Facebook page. So now we're stuck here. Now we have to do it because we already put this out there, and everybody, the millions of fans waiting for us to.
And dude, I know you're going to have this whole explanation, but you had me at donuts.
Oh, yeah, donuts. Okay. But when I was younger, my dad would sit at the kitchen table every Saturday morning. Grandpa would come over, dozen donuts, cups of coffee, just talk about life, what's going on, things they might need to do, what's going on in the world. Sometimes I move from the front room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You had fancy rooms at your
We had
house?
the front room.
Wow.
Right.
Is that where your mom and dad used to French kiss?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you'd move there and you'd go into the kitchen and just listen to them talk and, keep watching your cartoons on the 13-inch black and white we had in the back.
Dude, as we move along in this, are you going to start drinking coffee, though, or are we going to have to drink milk?
No, I like coffee maybe. Depends on how early.
I like coffee.
So,
okay.
but a couple of guys just talking about what's going on. So that's kind of where this came from. We used to do work when we were both employed at that large insurance company we're not going to mention because then we might have to pay a sponsorship.
Okay, yeah, no sponsorship fees.
But it was a large insurance company, doing much better when we were there, obviously. But we used to have the breakfast
and
club
remember,
every Friday morning.
But remember, even before Breakfast Club, donuts were free on Saturday.
When you were studying fractional real estate.
I used to drive 50 miles just to get free donuts.
Yeah,
then
they took those away.
Yeah.
And then the breakfast buffet went away because we kept taking all the bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon's good.
Floyd's really good at hiding meat. Is that
under the eggs?
Oh yeah.
Be clear.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. But
there is no 6-second delay, by the way.
No. But we had the breakfast club, and people would make fun of us, but everybody wanted to come join. Everyone wanted to be at the table.
Yep.
And we continued it. We still have Friday morning breakfast.
So
Zoom
COVID,
calls.
we started a video. How long ago was COVID? 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
We're still doing it
one.
every Friday. That's okay. You can have coconut.
There were no peanuts there.
I'm glad that we didn't start recording until after Wally and Marshall were done kind of humping each other because that was. But that would have been good content. I bet Pagano would have liked that content.
Pagano would have liked that.
He would have liked that content.
Yeah. But anyhow, so that's where this came from.
So there will be no scripts.
No scripts. Might be topics that we put out there.
We might plan ahead of time.
We might ask y'all. Post some ideas on our Facebook page, things you might want us to talk about. We'll talk about anything. Maybe not. Depending what you put out, we might not. We might not like your idea.
And some of you, no matter how good the topic is, we probably won't do it because we just don't like you. But, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about what we want to talk about. And I have something. I told you this earlier to prepare you for this.
All right. So,
last night, Chris and I were out at the lake. We had some friends over. They had left.
I wasn't invited.
I know. I said friends.
Oh.
Let's be clear about that, right?
Wow.
We were out there. They had left, and we were sitting down, just getting ready to relax and watch for the evening. And I flipped through the what's coming on, and I saw WNBA, which might surprise you. I wasn't going to watch WNBA, but it was going to be the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky on CBS, national TV. So I flipped it on.
I bet I know where this is going.
I flipped it on. And they were getting ready to tip off. And I'm looking, and Caitlin Clark's not on the court. So I said to Kristen, where's Caitlin Clark? She said she's hurt. So know what I did?
You didn't know this ahead of time?
No, I did not know this ahead of time. She said she's hurt. So know what I did?
I bet you turned it off.
Yeah, I went to reruns of LA Law on Disney Plus. Been binging that now.
I got to tell you, in our house, we are big Caitlin Clark fans. When she was in college, we even downloaded the Iowa Hawkeyes app to our TV so we could watch all the games, even the ones that weren't, on. We're a big fan.
She's a good player.
She's a great player.
But I'm not watching WNBA if Caitlin Clark's not playing. People might
call
me, whatever, because she's the white girl, whatever. Has nothing to do with that. She's just a good basketball player.
But you know what else? Even if you don't watch the games, you got to watch the pregame where they're showing the girls come into the locker room. Some of them are really hot.
Yeah. They're too young for me.
Not for me. Yeah. I mean, look at me. Look at all this weight I've lost. The young girls, they're all over me.
Well,
Look
that
at
way
all-
you've lost that game.
Look at all this pollen all over me too. I like the outdoor. You know what? Next time we could do it from the pool.
In the pool?
Yeah. I don't know. We might.
Because then if I have to pee, I don't have to get out.
Of course not. I might wear a swimming shirt. I don't know if anybody is ready to see this without a shirt on. But
I might not wear trunks.
I don't know if we can actually eat a dozen donuts anymore.
I don't
There was
think
a day when you and I would have been done with that.
Yeah, I don't think we're
dozen
going to get through the whole dozen. This is a really good donut, though.
donuts. Yeah. Oh, the coconut?
Not so much the coconut, just the
Oh, the cake part.
The cake?
I'm a big fan of the cake donut.
Yeah.
No,
Really
I'm not
good.
a fan of when the pollen flies in my mouth while I'm eating the donut.
So back to WNBA. Caitlin Clark, and not even her 3-point shooting from the logo or whatever. She's like the most incredible passer.
She would make you look good. If
Oh
you-
yeah,
She
and
would
one
make
that can catch the ball.
if yeah. And for someone to make you look good on a basketball court,
Because that was a problem last year. She had like all these turnovers, but they were like spot on passes to her teammates cutting to the hoop, and they weren't ready to catch the ball
because they weren't used to playing with
because they weren't
someone.
used to playing with her.
Kind of like when I used to play. I mean, that's
Right, how you used to drop the ball every time I threw it.
I was thinking more like
Like
my
that.
passes were laser.
Oh yeah,
Laser passing.
Yeah. Lazy pass. Oh,
See, words are very similar. Lazy, laser,
all right, exactly.
Wally.
So I turned it off, and then I got thinking about it because I don't know if you watch WNBA ticket prices. They're like cheap. Hardly anybody goes to the games
Except when she's in
except
town.
when the Indiana Fever's playing. Wherever they're playing, whether they're at home, they're away, the ticket prices just spike.
The ticket prices when
So
we
they
were
were
going to
playing
go.
at the United Center last
Yep.
night.
Oh wait,
They
at the United Center?
yeah.
Not
they-
at their normal place?
No, not the normal place. They sold it out. So I looked this morning. It said attendance was 19,000 up. Now I don't know. I didn't watch the game to see how empty the stadium was. I don't know if that's the number of tickets they sold or the number of people who showed up. I'm guessing there were a lot of people who just didn't show. And I had heard from my reliable source, my wife. Yeah.
Sorry. I had something stuck in my throat.
That
Sorry.
apparently, because I wasn't paying attention that she was hurt. When it was announced she was hurt, like the secondary market for all the tickets plummeted.
You know what? 19,000? That's, I think, more people than have attended White Sox games all season.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump topics, but,
they're coming back.
you know, yeah.
They're coming back. But yeah, so they're kind of a little bait and switch when she's hurt. So I don't know what you do if you pay $400 for a ticket to see her play against the Sky.
Yeah.
They move it to United Center. I guess they don't care because they sold all the tickets anyhow.
And, yep,
But I wasn't
you'll
watching
get
the game.
$12 for it if you try to resell it.
But I wasn't watching me. But
Hey.
Disney Plus been binging LA Law.
Oh,
Yeah, back from the 80s.
wow. We've been watching Suits LA.
Mm.
That's not too bad.
I haven't watched
Not as
Suits
good as the
LA.
original
I like
Suits.
the original.
Original Suits, really good. What else anybody want to watch it? Because I've been home all alone all weekend, so my wife leaves me all the time. It used to be really exciting. Now I just stay
You
home.
drank all your milk already.
Yeah, I did. But I'd watched like 6 movies, and none of them were any good. I did watch The Accountant 2 with Barb before she left, though. Big thumbs up. We could do movies.
Yeah.
We could be like
We're
Siskel
gonna-
Ebert.
We're going to do everything. We're
Siskel
going to talk
Ebert.
about movies, sports. We're going to avoid politics.
Yeah.
Because
Can we
there's
talk?
way too much. Obviously.
Okay, boobs.
Talk
I just
about
wanted to
boobs.
make sure my partner was okay with it. But boobs, we'll probably talk about
Probably,
boobs.
occasionally.
Kristen is now determined she's not going to record ever again.
Right.
So,
Right.
well, I have to go through a different
But
person every week
movies,
because nobody want to
politics,
come back.
What's going on in the world? Just common sense stuff.
Whoa.
Things people need to know. Stuff like when you need goat cheese for your thing you're going to make.
I don't know where you're going with it.
No, I'm telling you where I'm going to go with this. When you need goat cheese, because at the lake house you're going to have an appetizer that needs goat cheese, you don't go to the sandwich Walmart for goat cheese.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you're in the middle of... Yeah.
So did you end up using mozzarella?
No, they unbelievably had a package somewhere way in the back.
Was it green?
I don't know. I didn't eat that. But
I went to eat some.
just common sense thing. If you need
like-
that, bring that from somewhere.
Here's another common sense for you. If you open the cornbread that was made a while ago when we had chili, and there's green spots on it, don't eat it. I know what you're going to say. Just cut around them. Cut around the green spots.
No, I throw out the stuff in the green spots, but that brings me to the whole whole other thing. This whole expiration date thing on food.
I love expiration dates out there.
Don't need expiration dates.
See where?
You smell it. If it smells bad, you throw it out.
See, and
Otherwise, just eat it.
See, we differ on this because I believe so firmly in expiration dates that I'm going to run for president. I know we're not going to talk politics. This isn't really politics.
Not really.
When you hear it. Well, you've actually heard it before. My single plank of my platform to get elected is going to be that all expiration dates need to be on packages in a font about that big so that I can actually read it. Because what's the point of putting an expiration date on something if you can't read it anyway? And when did they go from expires on to packaged on or sell by? If you sell it by June 6th, how many more days can you eat it? And I know you'll smell it and you'll eat it 3 weeks later, but...
And that's why you could have the small font on it. Small.
Well, because it doesn't matter.
6-inch font.
That's at least 6 inches.
Yeah. You could add that small font on it because...
Kristen's actually being surprisingly quiet over there.
They don't matter. You don't need to read them.
Yeah,
They're just a fiction.
Yeah, we're talking about the guy who created Ace, the former company we used to work at, Competitive Eating, because he drank... What was that that you drank?
It was a bottle of juice, and it was just fine. It was like a 3-year-old, according to the expiration date.
It expired 3
3-year-old
years
bottle of
ago,
grapefruit juice.
and he drank it. And that springboarded into something that made tens of thousands of dollars for United Way over the years. So, I mean, it's a good thing, but
It's a
yeah.
good thing.
Whoa, I almost fell out of my
Hey,
chair.
and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Okay.
Still there to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? Expiration dates.
I think this was a pretty good first day.
I'm going to jump in.
Oh,
Artichoke.
Oh, wait, whoa! You gotta raise your hand and ask
guys.
for permission.
Two guys, not two
Not
guys.
two guys and a wife. Are you speaking as Floyd's wife or my girlfriend right now? Both.
Both.
Okay, go ahead.
They're
What do you got?
artichokes. Tell Steve about the expired artichokes that you ate.
They were fine.
Did he get sick?
Oh, yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Okay, so you didn't die, but it did make you sick.
Yeah.
There's some validity to
They didn't
it.
smell bad. They didn't smell bad.
The artichoke was thinking, "Oh, this smells bad. I don't want to go in this guy's mouth."
You open the milk, you take a smell. It smells
Speaking
good.
of milk, you're the one that wanted milk, and you're like nursing that, like you nurse a beer. I'm gonna make you drink a beer in a minute.
You smell it. It smells
Kristen,
good,
open
you
the beer
drink it.
fridge. I'm gonna make
if
you
you start drinking it. If you start drinking and there's chunks, throw it out.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
yeah, that
common
is
sense, right?
common sense. So, again, even though Angie's Sugar Buzz Bakery didn't sponsor us today, they did provide some really good donuts.
They are good donuts.
And I'm glad you picked them up because that means you had to pay. Because you're retired.
You're unemployed.
I'm unemployed. There's a big difference.
Fired. Fired.
I got fired, man.
So if anybody needs an insurance executive,
You know,
we have it right here.
otherwise, or a donut taster. I mean, I could go that for a while.
There's probably all sorts of things they'll do for money.
But yeah, and have done. So here's the thought. Today we're buying donuts. I'll bet you 6 months from now we have donut places all over this area
Because of the
clamoring
because of
to
the
be.
Joe Rogan's got nothing on us.
I mean, we are going to become so popular. I won't need a job.
Right.
We're going to be. I mean, it's
We won't know what to do with all the money pouring in.
and there's probably going to be so many people following us that we're not going to be able to do this once a week. We're going to have to do it like every day.
We're going to have to figure out something about this podcast and like how to actually monetize
How to actually
this.
do it? Yeah.
Yeah,
We're probably going to record this right now. Kristen's looking and saying, "Oh wait, I've been on photo mode this whole time.
this
I
whole
didn't
time.
record it. Is it actually recording?
It's recording.
How many minutes have we actually babbled on about?
You are
nothing?
almost at 14. You're going to be
Wow.
rolling in the donut dough.
This.
Wow.
I'd like to
Telling
roll you in the donut.
Anybody, that's your girlfriend.
Okay, all right. Hey, until next time.
Hey.
I'm Steve.
I'm Floyd.
And we're
just
two guys and a dozen.
Well, not a dozen anymore. Started with a dozen donuts.
See ya.
Till next time.